So in 2008, I started working at CRH. About a couple years after, in 2010, I got married, and we started trying to have a baby. About 2 years later, it was taking a little longer than usual. So, because I worked here, I was approached by one of our research assistants who informed me that we had a study coming up called the Amigo study for IUIs, and asked if I was interested in doing some intrauterine inseminations, which at the time felt amazing. It felt like a relief. So we did 5 cycles that were all unfortunately unsuccessful. And during that period, we did notice that there was some fluid around my uterus. And that is when they determined that I was in this like unexplained infertility diagnosis, which was really frustrating, because you don't want there to be something wrong, but then you kind of hope that there is, because then you figured, well, we can fix it. I was 28 at the time, so I didn't think it would be this hard to get pregnant. After the 5 IUIs that were all unfortunately unsuccessful, we decided to take a break. We met with Dr. Huddleston after the break to decide to move forward with IVF. That was our next step. At that same time, we were moving from Mount Zion over here to our new Mission Bay location at 499 Illinois. So that means I was the first egg retrieval at this location. So my embryos were the first ones created in this lab. We wanted to move forward with a fresh embryo transfer. However, the day of the transfer, Dr. Huddleston noticed that there was some fluid in the lining. Therefore, she canceled the transfer. It was very disappointing at the time. Unfortunately, that is the nature with IVF, that there are some disappointments. But I really appreciate Dr. Huddleston for looking out for my best interests. We came back to do a frozen embryo transfer. She had created a unique plan specific to my needs. So we got to a point where there was no fluid in my lining. So we did our embryo transfer, and I got pregnant with our daughter, Thalia. So we finally got pregnant, and we had our daughter Thalia in March of 2016, and it was amazing to just hold her in my arms. We decided to come back for baby number 2, and I was fairly confident that I would get pregnant as easily as I did with Thalia. And I did. Unfortunately, I did suffer an early miscarriage. And I know working in fertility that miscarriages are normal and very common. However, I just wasn't prepared for that emotional roller coaster. The miscarriage was hard, but we were determined to have our second baby. We met with Dr. Huddleston to discuss our treatment options. This time wasn't easy. Nothing was going our way. My lining was not adequate. I kept ovulating early, and it just didn't seem like this was going to happen. Until it did. Because of the determination of Dr. Huddleston and the care team, we were able to have baby Elizabeth in August of 2022. The girls are amazing. Parenthood definitely has its challenges, but they complete our family, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like what makes me really good at my job is having the patient experience myself. If you're experiencing infertility, just know that we're here to help, and we look forward to speaking with you.